Welcome back to Gallery Gaming. Today we're going to talk about progressing from tier 1 to tier 2. So this will cover some of the same information that was in my last leveling guide, but this will be a lot more in-depth in regards to progressing your gear. I'll be going over what are the best ways to get materials to farm, where to get them, and some special things that'll save you that I wish I did off the rip that would have saved me a lot of materials and allowed me to push faster. So first things first. As we all know by now, islands are the key to getting your max. As you can see, a lot of them come from the islands. This is your biggest single contributor to pushing to tier 2. Now, not all of these islands are just done on their own. You can't just go onto the one island, do all of its quests right there, and get all these materials. Most of them are going to take you off the island into other zones and locations to do things. One of the bigger ones that you're going to have to take care of is going to Lullaby Island and getting the forest minuet from there, which is going to require you to go to Pado to buy a song from there with pirate coins to participate in the event on Lullaby Island to get the forest minuet, which is used for multiple different quest lines on these islands. But pretty much once you start pushing the islands, it shouldn't take you too long to finish them all and get all these materials that you see. Now on to ways that aren't blown up and all over the place. First one to talk about will be the Dark Tower. Now for this, you're going to need to spend some of your materials to get even more materials. You'll need to upgrade one of your alts to at least 400 or higher, depending on how high you want to push it right now, and work your way up the tower. The reason for this is that you can do the tower on every character. Your first character that completes any level gets the first clear reward, which are things like engravings, chests, rapport, items, stuff like that. But the important part is the second character and all further clears will give you upgrade materials and a lot of shards, which is what you'll need the most to upgrade. You'll always have a shard shortage when you're upgrading. So this will help you boost up and get it quicker because you'll have more materials available to you by doing the tower on your main for a second clear instead of doing the first clear on there. Now, speaking of alts, you can run your alts through the Chaos and Guardian dungeons every day and transfer the materials from them to your main. The Leapstones will be bound, but both the weapon and armor materials won't be. Now, you can move a fair bit over from doing this. It's not a whole lot if they're not very high, but it's enough to help. Personally, I use these materials from the alts to level my main alt that I pushed the tower with. That way I wasn't taking materials from the islands on my main to do so. Now, in regards to transferring materials between your roster, anything in a box, like the boxes that you get from the islands, can still be moved back and forth. But once you open it, it gets bound to the character that opened it. So be careful with who you open them on. Shards from completing activities are account wide, but shards from the bags that you open stay on that character only. So if you think you'll have enough materials, you can move it into your roster storage before you open it and use it on another character. The next method that you're going to look at is vendors. There's a few different ones that you can buy these from. The first one that I'm going to talk about is the Chaos vendor. This comes from doing the infinite Chaos run. That's where after your first 2 runs for the day, every run after that will drop you Chaos tokens. You can use these tokens at the vendor to buy upgrade mats along with other items such as your enchant books and your rings and things to that extent. Now, the biggest one that you're looking for is going to be your upgrade materials, obviously. Now, the second vendor that we're going to talk about is ships. In every main harbor, there's 2 ships. One of them is the important one for you. In this one, you can change out your specialty tokens into pirate tokens. Generally speaking, the last one on that list is the most efficient one to do. So when you get your boxes that let you choose which tokens to take the ones that are at the bottom on there. They're going to give you the most pirate tokens out of it. Now then you'll take these pirate tokens and you'll go to the 3rd tab on that same ship and oh hey, guess what? There's a whole bunch of upgrade mats there that you can buy and they've got a relatively short timer. So buy your upgrade mats on there, save them, use them. Helps out a lot. The third one is going to be your guild token. There's a guild vendor that you can take your tokens that you earn from your guild and use them to buy upgrade mats there as well. This will help you out quite a bit, and just another place to get more mats from on this extremely upgrade material heavy grind going up. Now, one other very quick place to touch on is the welcome challenge page. There's quite a few areas in there where you can get different upgrade materials and other things to help out your characters in leveling, and these will help you out quite a bit. Some of them come from like completing certain islands, hitting certain gear scores, things like that, and those ones will be bound the moment you accept it. So make sure you accept the challenge and the reward on the character that you want the materials for. Okay, the last way that I'm going to touch on here is the secret shop. Some will say that this shop is pay to win, but it's honestly the exact opposite. This is a leveling ground. It helps to balance and keep in line the marketplace. You can buy crystals with your gold at the currency exchanger, and then buy items with those crystals. Now, unless you want to spend a good amount of time farming the chaos dungeons, you're going to need shards from here at the very least. Whereas a single pack of shards on the auction house is going for upwards of 386 gold as of this recording for a small bag, and 800 for a medium bag, versus 23 crystals for a 5-pack of the small bag. As of this recording, 100 crystals is going for 109 gold, meaning you can buy a 4-pack of shards for 109 gold. So at the same price you spent on the auction house, you would be able to buy 14 packs for the same price, meaning 73 times more shards. Same basic idea with all your other mats in there right now, since people are only figuring out how this works as we speak. Now, for the last bit of help I have for you, and one thing I really recommend on doing, is getting the Star's Breath for upgrading your weapons at the very least. Each one you use is 1% higher on the success where your weapon is. So much more expensive than your armor, and you get so much less weapon stones, as you saw earlier. Failing here hurts so much more. It may be worth it to increase your odds by using the stars to increase your chance of success, so as not to waste your upgrade materials. Now, when you do fail, and trust me, you will, the only nice thing is that it doesn't steal your shards, so you won't have to farm any more of those. And it increases your chance of success on the next try, but doesn't mean you want to fail. Alright, so once you hit 600 by doing all this, you'll have to go and do your yorn tutorial. Then you get to go into your chaos dungeon to get your 800 gear. Hopefully you'll have more luck than me when it comes to that, and you'll get your full set on your first run. If you don't get your full set, go to the auction house, second tab. There you can buy the pieces that you're missing for a reasonable price, so long as you buy the cheapest one available. And that way you can keep progressing further without having to wait a full day just to try to get that last piece in there. That's all the core info that you need to know about boosting to tier 2. I'll be posting another setup like this for tier 3. I'll be including a few dungeon guides as well for anything that I would recommend running, just to make your life as easy as possible. Now, I will say for tier 2, it is a much slower go, because there aren't nearly as many mats to be gotten, and it's going to be a slower push. You will get stuck there. So work on getting an alt up to tier 2 once you're done for the day on your main, and just keep the grind going with both of them. Use one to push the other, but I'll go into that on the next time. Alright, and to help that alt get up there faster, in your house, there's an area where you can increase your chance and decrease your cost of upgrading as well. So that should help out a bit on getting your alt up to tier 2 as well. Thank you for watching. Like, sub, comment down below. I'm more than open to any requests that you may have if you want me to talk about a subject for you and do some research on it for you. Have a good day. Enjoy whatever world you're jumping into next. Bye.